MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 7. Nine Rivers Holy Realm. Chapter 305 A Choice. 33rd of Volume 7. End of Volume 7. Since Elder Tianhe had given it, naturally, I will accept it. Sitting in the courtyard, Luo Feng gazed at the night-lit Yulan city, his brow slightly furrowed. Among these 12 invitations, most can be set aside. The most significant one is from Lord Yuanxiang. 3 palace masters, yet only palace master of the Yuanxiang hall extended an invitation. Luo Feng found this puzzling. This doesn't align with the intelligence I've gathered. Among the 3 palace masters, the one known for weapon forging, God Emperor Gai Dao, hardly needs an introduction. His focus lies solely on craftsmanship, and the elders around him share the same passion. Naturally, they wouldn't take the initiative to invite me. But what's truly strange is that the Lord of Weiyang Hall didn't extend an invitation. Lord Weiyang is renowned for winning over elders. Though he joined Yulan City at a later stage, he has managed to recruit the largest number of elders in the entire city. Typically, he invites all newly promoted elders, Luo Feng mused. But he didn't invite me. Yulan City has over 700 elders who have strength of the elder level. Some of them have taken the elder level test, and 327 of them have successfully attained elder status. Lord Weiyang is known for actively recruiting elders, which granted him the greatest influence in Yulan City. Coincidentally, I don't like Lord Weiyang's way of doing things, Luo Feng thought. The forces specializing in theft and plunder are all under Lord Weiyang's command. Tomorrow, I'll pay a visit to the Lord of the Yuanxiang Hall. Luo Feng was curious about him after all, he was the founder of Yulan City. As the city's builder, Lord Yuanxiang originally had the largest residence. However, over time, Lord Weiyang annexed several other dwellings, merging them into one, making his residence even larger than Palace Master Yuanxiang's. Luo Feng arrived at the entrance of the Grand Cave dwelling. God Emperor Luo Feng. The entrance stood wide open, and a thin man stood at the threshold, smiling as he greeted Luo Feng. The Lord has been expecting you, God Emperor Luo Feng. Please, follow me. The man, draped in loose robes, had a surprisingly hairy body. Please, General, Di San, Luo Feng replied politely. The Lord of the Yuanxiang Hall has 3 powerful puppets under his command, each possessing strength comparable to a perfection God Emperor stage low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms. In other words, if ranked among the God Emperors of Yulan City, these puppets alone would make it into the top 50. As expected of Yulan City's founder, his foundation and subordinates far surpass the legacies of the 2 ancient nations in the origin continent, Luo Feng thought. Passing through the vast corridors of the cave, Luo Feng eventually arrived at a courtyard, where a seated figure turned toward him with a welcoming smile. Luo Feng, come, have a seat. Although Luo Feng had long studied intelligence reports on this figure, this was the first time he was seeing the palace master of the Yuanxiang Hall in person. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall wasn't particularly handsome, yet he possessed an undeniable charisma. Just laying eyes on him, Luo Feng couldn't help but feel a sense of admiration. Master, I shall take my leave, General Di San said respectfully. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall smiled and nodded in acknowledgement. Luo Feng then stepped forward and took a seat opposite him. This Yuanxiang palace master truly has a remarkably weak aura, Luo Feng observed. Even from up close, he could sense the faint exhaustion emanating from the man, as though even sitting required effort. At such an advanced level of cultivation, feeling fatigued was almost unheard of. It was astonishing. Luo Feng could tell that the Yuanxiang palace master's life force was barely holding on. It's an old problem, Lord Yuanxiang chuckled as he personally poured wine for Luo Feng. Back in the day, I used to go hunting with some friends, tracking down low-level Xuanhuan lifeforms. We became accustomed to it until one day, we encountered, ultra-limit low-level Xuanhuan lifeform, which unexpectedly broke through and ascended to a high-level Xuanhuan lifeform. That was the moment everything changed, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall sighed. After facing a high-level Xuanhuan life form up close, I ended up like this. Is there no way to cleanse the soul pollution? Luo Feng asked. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall smiled at him. According to the ancient records of the Dark Holy Realm, the only way to rid oneself of this soul pollution is for one's own mind and will to break free from its confines. That is the only path to purification. Against such an advanced Xuanhuan life form, most would perish on the spot. For someone like him, originally a powerful existence from the origin world, even his clone in his homeland's origin world, with shared memories, had been tainted. Clearly, that high-level Xuanhuan life form bore a deep killing intent, aiming to completely eradicate any practitioners who opposed it. Fortunately, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall had the protection of the origin world and the means to shield his mind and will. That was the only reason he had managed to survive. From that day forward, I could only focus on cultivating my mind and will, he said with a calm smile. I grew bored, so I used my accumulated military merits to apply for the construction of a city in the Nine Rivers Holy Realm. And thus, Yulan City was born. Luo Feng listened attentively. The military merits required for city building were exceptionally high. Clearly, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall had once been incredibly powerful, amassing significant achievements. Even after his soul pollution, during the city's construction, the strength he displayed still surpassed that of the lord of Weiyang Hall. However, his ranking in the city had declined. Due to the soul pollution, it was difficult for him to maintain absolute clarity. He preferred to avoid action whenever possible and had no interest in power struggles. On one side stood the Yuanxiang Palace Master, a figure who rarely intervened and had no ambition for influence. On the other side was Lord Weiyang, a man who actively recruited powerful figures and frequently made his presence known. Naturally, Lord Weiyang had more sway in the city. I've heard that Lord Yuanxiang rarely extends invitations to god emperors, Luo Feng said. Why invite me now? You're different, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall replied. He looked at Luo Feng and continued, yesterday, after you defeated Elder Tianhe, I made some inquiries about the two god emperors from your origin continent in the Dark Holy Realm. Luo Feng was taken aback. The two god emperors of the origin continent. He thought. The founders of the two ancient nations. Though my strength has waned, I still hold some influence, the Yuanxiang Palace Master said with a faint smile. I managed to find them, and they briefly spoke to me about you. Over 1,000 epochs, from the eternal true god to the early stage of the god emperor. After over another 1,000 epochs, you have ascended from the early stage god emperor to the late stage god emperor, surpassing even Elder Tianhe. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall gazed at Luo Feng. You are far stronger than I was at your age. Luo Feng was secretly astonished. He knows everything about me. I bear no ill intentions, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall said with a faint smile. Right now, I am merely struggling to survive. It is too difficult for my mind and will to break free from the cage. I don't even know if there is hope for me in this lifetime. But Yulan City was built by me, and I can sense that the infiltration of low-level Xuanhuan life forms into the city is becoming stronger and stronger, Lord Yuanxiang continued, his expression solemn. I'm worried that one day, Yulan City will be breached. If that happens, the hundreds of millions of practitioners within the city will face a terrible catastrophe. Luo Feng nodded. All built city will eventually face destruction. I know Wei Yang's temperament, he is extremely selfish, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall said, shaking his head. He came to Yulan City purely to earn resources. If disaster strikes, he will only care about saving himself. This city was built by me, and the hundreds of millions of practitioners who come here are also connected to my karma, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall said firmly. I do not want to see them perish in catastrophe. So, I invited you here. Lord Yuanxiang fixed his gaze on Luo Feng. Your talent is beyond anything Wei Yang and the others can compare to. As long as you continue to grow, your strength will eventually surpass that of all the elders combined. If that day comes, I can transfer the highest authority of the city builder to you. Luo Feng was surprised. The city builder's authority. Yes, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall confirmed. The rules within the city were set by me. I have the authority to grant or revoke privileges. I can even reduce Wei Yang's benefits if necessary. But, of course, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall continued, you must first surpass both Wei Yang and Gai Dao. What level of strength would be considered surpassing them? Luo Feng asked. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall smiled. Both of them are Dao comprehenders at the semi-Xuanhuan level, with deep accumulations of power and numerous treasures at their disposal. To completely surpass them, you must master two Daos and both must reach the semi-Xuanhuan level. Only then will I be able to transfer the city builder's authority to you. Mastering two Daos at the semi-Xuanhuan level. Right now, my Dao of life and Dao of destruction is only at the mid-stage of the God Emperor realm, while the Dao of life and death is still in its early stages. I'm still quite far off, Luo Feng admitted. With your talent, it won't take long, the lord of the Yuanxiang Hall said with confidence. I've seen geniuses in the Dark Holy Realm before. I believe within 10,000 epochs, you'll reach this level. At his peak, the Yuanxiang Palace Master had been a near unmatched powerhouse, dominating the Dark Holy Realm. The ancestors of the two ancient nations were at the bottom in the Dark Holy Realm. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall was already regarded as a powerhouse of immense strength. You truly place great trust in me, my lord, Luo Feng said. The lord of the Yuanxiang Hall smiled and extended his hand, revealing a spatial bracelet. It's our first meeting, so consider this a small gift. Luo Feng accepted the bracelet and, with a mere thought, sensed its contents. What he discovered left him momentarily dazed. Inside the spatial bracelet lay mountains of Xuanhuan crystals, not scattered pieces, but massive blocks, each equivalent in value to a whole piece of Xuanhuan crystal. 5 billion Hunyuan crystals. Luo Feng was astonished. It's just a small token, the lord of the Yuanxiang hall said lightly. Nothing worth mentioning. Luo Feng hesitated for a moment before reaching out and taking the bracelet. This gift carried immense weight. Accepting it meant owing a significant favor. However, at his current stage, these 5 billion Hunyuan crystals were invaluable. Seeing Luo Feng accept the gift, the lord of the Yuanxiang hall nodded approvingly. For now, just focus on your cultivation. There's no need to concern yourself with the city's affairs. Luo Feng bowed slightly. Thank you, Palace Master. As Luo Feng departed, the lord of the Yuanxiang hall watched him leave with mixed emotions. The soul pollution continues to invade and torment me, its grip growing stronger by the day. I don't know when I will finally collapse, when my consciousness will fade away entirely. He exhaled softly. Before that happens, I may as well do something for the hundreds of millions of practitioners. After spending so long in Yulan City, he had developed an attachment to it. He understood that no city could last forever, but he wished for Yulan City to endure for as long as possible. And in Luo Feng, he saw hope. Just then, a voice sounded near his ear. Master, in the outer city of the Cloud 9 Yunju district, the practitioner, Qufeng God Emperor, from cave dwelling 331,297th appears to have been controlled by a low-level Hunyuan lifeform. Monitor all the movements of this, Qufeng God Emperor, in the city who he interacts with, where he goes, the lord of the Yuanxiang hall commanded. Find more infiltrators if possible. Understood, the voice responded respectfully. The lord of the Yuanxiang hall exhaled wearily. The infiltration of low-level Hunyuan lifeforms was relentless. No matter how many methods he employed, some always found a way in. He did not concern himself with those who infiltrated simply to kill. Such threats were manageable. What truly worried him were the ones who lurked undetected, waiting. If those hidden infiltrators were to act all at once, the consequences would be catastrophic. Meanwhile, Luo Feng was returning to his cave dwelling. Holding the spatial bracelet on his wrist, he smiled. By accepting this gift, I suppose I've chosen my side among the 3 palace masters of Yulan City. Based on everything he had learned, he had already been inclined to support Palace Master Yuanxiang. 10,000 epochs. The Palace Master Yuanxiang truly thinks I can reach that level within 10,000 epochs. Luo Feng mused, his lips curving into a smile. With that thought, he flew into his cave dwelling. End of this volume 7. Author's note: taking a break tomorrow. The new volume will begin the day after tomorrow. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel.